The WNBA seems to be struggling to maintain interest. Now, it was the final ingredient for the perfect storm. This injury gave the WNBA the data they need to prove that pretend basketball is 100% reliant on one player.
The WNBA is facing a major ratings crisis as Commissioner Cathy Engelbert watches the league's rapid rise collapse just as quickly. The issue is clear. Without its biggest star, Caitlin Clark, sidelined by injury, the league is slipping back into the irrelevance it fought so hard to escape.
Their season. And the craziest thing about this last groin injury with Caitlin Clark is how it's been covered. The day after she had the groin injury, she was listed as day-to-day. And then a couple weeks after that, then she was listed to being out indefinitely. Now, ESPN had August 12th as the circled return date for Caitlin Clark to get back onto the court. And just yesterday, she was listed as a game time decision for today's game against the Dallas Wings. And then after practice yesterday, Coach Stephanie White basically came out and said, like, no, Caitlin Clark hasn't even been practicing. So they changed it from a game time decision to her being out. This has been all over the place.
The numbers tell the story. Since Clark went down with a quad injury on May 24th, national TV ratings have fallen by 55%. Before the injury, Indiana Fever games with Clark averaged 1.81 million viewers. Without her, those same games draw just 847,000. A drop of 53% that shows just how dependent the WNBA is on one player.
Last Saturday, the Indiana Felines and the Chicago Bravado played on CBS. How many of you knew that? How many of you guys watched this game? 2 months ago, this matchup would have been the leading story throughout the media. But when you don't have the rivalry, when you don't have the storyline of Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, this is just another painfully boring pretend basketball game. Unsurprisingly, the Chicago Bravado got their ass kicked again.
The 2025 All-Star Game proved the point. Without Clark, viewership dropped 36% compared to 2024's record 3.44 million viewers, down to 2.19 million. And that low number is still the second highest in league history, highlighting just how poor WNBA ratings were before Clark entered the league.
Right.
35%. WNBA ratings down, All-Star Game 35% than last year. Yet you're telling me that it doesn't have to do with Caitlin. 35%. It really makes it difficult for fans of the WNBA in general and Caitlin Clark, like myself, to have conversations, to join a Discord, just to I don't know, want to just talk up the WNBA in general when you can't even give Caitlin the props that she deserves.
For Engelbert, it's a nightmare. She inherited a struggling league during a pandemic with only 12 staff members. Now, she's facing an even bigger challenge. A league fully exposed is being built around one player's popularity.
Man, I miss Caitlin Clark. But all I know for sure about the WNBA is that it had better get Caitlin Clark physically and mentally healthy or risk sliding right back off the national map. I'm sorry. I'm just being honest here. I find it difficult to watch WNBA games without her on the floor. I did watch most of the All-Star game on Saturday night, mostly just to see how she would react as an unofficial coach. But guess what that game turned into? All the other players tried to be Caitlin Clark. That's what happened.
Criticism is piling up. Clark and Kelsey Plum have called out inconsistent officiating, while attendance and ratings nosedive without Clark. Engelbert admits officiating must improve, but the hard truth remains. No matter how games are called, without Caitlin Clark, the WNBA struggles to capture attention.
This league has grown the way it's grown, undoubtedly because of Caitlin. She was out of the All-Star game. The tickets to get into the actual event, half off. People went because it literally got chopped in half. If Angel and Caitlin and all the others grew the WNBA, right, then the viewership should have stayed up right now. during this past weekend, it shouldn't have dropped 35% viewership just because Caitlin Clark wasn't able to play.
Perhaps the most shocking twist came during collective bargaining. Reports suggest players rejected a deal that would have quadrupled minimum salaries from $66,000 to $250,000 and raised maximums from $250,000 to $1 million. Phoenix Mercury forward Sada Sabali called the offer a slap in the face. Yet this is a league that loses $50 million annually and survives largely through NBA subsidies of about $15 million per year.
I think we can focus on our players in the union. We got a proposal from the league, which was honestly a slap in the face. And I think we really have to put an emphasis on the players that are in our league right now. But I love to see the league growing. I think, adding these teams in Philly and Detroit, like that, how amazing is that the league can grow. But how cool would it also be to have like a little bit expansion on the rosters? Like, let's focus on the teams that have everything set up right now, and maybe focus on the teams also that find excuses continuously to lack investment into their players before we focus on adding more to the grain of people that can't really be sustained.
Fans were stunned. One put it bluntly, they rejected million-dollar salaries in a league that loses money. The reality is inescapable. You can't demand NBA-level pay in a league where games without Clark sometimes average just 160,000 viewers.
I don't know about this one, ladies. I don't know if this was the wisest decision. I really, really don't. I think you guys might be overstating your value just a bit. I'm a fan. I love Caitlin Clark. It's a bunch of players in this league that I enjoy watching. I think some of you may be overstating your value, and it is about to lead to a flat-out strike and lockout.
Truth is simple. Caitlin Clark isn't just the league's biggest star. She is the league. In 2024, she accounted for over 26% of all WNBA economic activity, from ticket and merchandise sales to TV ratings. Attendance with Clark averaged 17,000 per game, higher than Indiana's NBA team. Merchandise sales jumped 500%, with Clark topping all players. Her debut drew 2.7 million viewers. The same matchup without her had tickets selling for as low as $3. Without Clark, the WNBA goes back to being a niche sport.
While 1.3 million is great, it is the least watched Felines Bravado game since Caitlin Clark entered the WNBA dump. But I've noticed a trend recently with WNBA ratings. For starters, games not involving the Indiana Felines seem to be struggling. Back in June, the LA Sparkles played the Las Vegas Anonymous Faces on Ion. 459,000 viewers. 2 weeks later, Sparkles, Minnesota Linkers on CBS, 702,000. That seems to be the number that the WNBA is averaging when the Indiana Felines are not playing.
What makes this worse is the league's failure to protect Clark on the court. She has been consistently targeted with excessive physical play, with referees often letting it go. From pokes to the eye to hard fouls, Clark has endured treatment that undermines both her safety and the league's credibility. Even legends like Chris Everett have spoken out, warning that women's basketball is damaging itself by failing to protect its most valuable star.
We really watching because Caitlin Clark and everybody watching. Now listen, if I keep bumping her, knocking her down, might get her a concussion, you might hurt her for real. For 2 weeks, she was done with like a hamstring. She was down. 55% of the viewership was down. She comes back the next game, it's about 3 million viewers. Now let me tell you something. Growing up in the hood, they teach you this. Always protect the money. Y'all keep hurting her and all that. She going for a year or two. Ain't nobody gonna watch it. If nobody watches, how y'all gonna make and generate money? Stop playing with that girl home. Look, y'all need to start doing is put them emails together with the commissioner to the referees. Don't put y'all damn hands on Caitlin like that. You can foul her, but don't hurt her. And if you hurt her.
Financially, the WNBA is on shaky ground. The league has never been profitable in its 28 years, averaging losses of $10 million annually, and about $50 million in 2024, despite Clark's impact. The NBA subsidizes a league with $15 million each year and owns about 60% of it. As one NBA executive put it, the WNBA owes the NBA so much we won't see any windfall for years. Given these realities, player demands for massive pay raises are not just unrealistic, they threaten the league's future.
The WNBA's latest offer to its players, while dramatically increasing the salary cap and maximum base salaries, which a league source suggested could quadruple to at least $1 million from their current $249,000, follows the same model as the current collective bargaining agreement. These ladies wanted a larger salary cap. Boom, got that. They wanted a larger number when it comes to maximum base salaries. Boom, got that. They want a 50-50 rev share split. Ooh, they don't got that. The owner said, we'll give you this and we'll give you this, but this 50-50, ooh, it's looking dicey.
Now, the WNBA is sliding back into its old reality. A little watch league propped up by NBA support. Ratings are falling, attendance is down, and social media buzz has faded. Attempts to elevate other players like Angel Reese or Lexi Hull have fallen flat. Analysts agree. No one else in the league draws like Caitlin Clark.
I better not hear anybody ever say again that the Indiana Fever is a better team without Caitlin Clark. Like, do you see the score? Do you see the score? The Indiana Fever lost 95-60 last night against the Phoenix Mercury. Like, they got hoed last night. I mean, it was absolutely ridiculous. A complete embarrassment. Nobody showed up to play except for Sophie Cunningham. Kelsey Mitchell playing tunnel vision basketball, not wanting to pass the ball to anybody. Lexi bricking threes every other possession. AB was ghost town for 4 quarters. Like, I don't know where she was. Literally, she only had 4 points the whole game. Ari McDonald, Dantes, everybody was Brick City.
Engelbert is in a difficult position. Expansion dreams and a new $2.2 billion media rights deal were built largely on Clark's popularity. If her injuries persist or she decides the league isn't protecting her, those plans could collapse. For Engelbert, every game without Clark puts the league's future at greater risk.
No one is watching it without Caitlin Clark. No one watched it before Caitlin Clark. And you can say, oh, Angel Reese. Angel Reese did not bring a single viewer. Okay. Like, she's not good. She misses layups left and right. And it doesn't have to do anything with, I mean, is her social media? No, she just can't play basketball. Okay. She can rebound. That's about it. Caitlin Clark can actually play basketball, and she has the fans that are coming from all of the Midwest and including Iowa and all around the world. Young girls, everybody's starting to watch the league. She's getting a ton of men to watch the WNBA. I'm not saying that men didn't watch it before, but there was a large majority, a large percentage at least, of men that didn't watch the WNBA before Caitlin Clark.
This crisis proves one thing. Star power drives sports. The WNBA's effort to frame success as collective rather than tied to Clark has backfired. Players rejecting massive salary increases, while demanding even more money shows a dangerous disconnect from reality. Without Clark, ratings are sliding back to pre-2024 levels, and so is the league's relevance.
Y'all turning down $1 million contracts? You mean to tell me the WNBA offered to pay y'all 4 times more, meaning max players will be getting $1 million contracts? Y'all turned it down? Some of these games are 30-31 at halftime, and y'all turning down $1 million contracts? Are you crazy? Are y'all crazy? Listen, man, being stubborn gonna kick y'all in the ass, man. Y'all gotta stop playing games.
Engelbert's legacy depends on how she handles this moment. If she protects and values Clark, the league has a chance to stay relevant. But if she continues to let players push unrealistic demands while failing to safeguard its biggest star, the WNBA risks sinking back into obscurity. The message is clear. Caitlin Clark isn't just the WNBA's brightest star. She is its future.